guys, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a super chill full face of first impressions. It's been a minute since I've sat down and done a makeup video, so I'm super excited to just like play around with some makeup and chat to you guys today. I have so many new products below me here. Most of them are new to me, more so, like I've just never used them before, but a lot of them are like more recent launches as well. So I've got a bit of a mixture here, but you guys will see that throughout the video. So if you guys are interested, this video is probably going to be a little bit lengthy just because like I've got a lot of products to go through and I don't know, I just want to just sit down and chat. So go grab yourself a snack and a drink because this might be a long one. Alright, so I'm obviously going to start off with my base. I actually got a package from Bobbi Brown a couple of weeks ago. They reached out to me and they were like, hey Erin, we'd love to send you a package of like Bobbi Brown products. If there's anything that you've been wanting to try or any of your faves from Bobbi Brown, let us know. And I was like, I actually have not used that many products ever from Bobbi Brown. So I literally just said to them, like, I'm happy for them to send me what they think their best products are and I would test them out in a video. So here I am. They sent me their enriched face base moisturizer, which I'm so excited to try because I've heard so many good things about it. Apparently it's a really good hydrating makeup base. Kind of like a primer, I guess. It's a moisturizer, but people use it for primer underneath makeup as well. So that's what I'm going to do today. It's quite heavily fragranced, which I'm not a huge fan of. There's just something about like a super heavy fragrance in skincare. It makes me wonder what ingredients are in the actual product. Just feels a bit weird putting something like that on my skin. But the actual formula is lovely. My skin feels super hydrated and it kind of looks really plump now, which is nice. So guys, I don't know what's going on. I've literally been sitting here for like 15 minutes prior to filming this, trying to work out my camera settings because I've got my little computer laptop screen down here, which is where I use it as like the big viewfinder, and my skin looks so like red and blotchy and pimply, but in person it's not that bad. So like I'm not even concerned that my skin looks bad on camera. I'm just worried that if it's looking that different on camera, then is the makeup gonna look different on camera? Because that kind of defeats the purpose of doing a makeup tutorial. I want you guys to see like the best representation of the products that I'm using. So I don't know what's going on. I've literally I sat here and played around with the settings, played around with the lighting, tried to change a bunch of stuff and it still looks the same. So yeah, I don't know what is happening, but my skin's not that bad at the moment. Alrighty, now just for extra hydration, I'm gonna go in with the Kat Von D Lock-It Hydrating Primer Base. I am not a huge fan of Kat Von D, which is why I don't use her products a lot on my channel. I just feel like she's a super controversial person and I know she's probably put like a lot of hard work into her brand and stuff, but I don't know, I find it really hard to sit there and support products from a brand that is super controversial. So I try and not mention them or talk about them on my channel much, but I do have a few products today that I'm going to use just because like I get sent all this makeup. I don't want it to go to waste. Like I know there's a bunch of you guys out there that probably still are huge supporters of her brand and want to know what their products are like. So I still want to feature them in these videos, but I just wanted to kind of preface the fact that I'm not necessarily a huge fan. Okay. That's all I'm gonna say. We are going to remain free of any controversy here on this channel, but we're just gonna keep it about the makeup. That's all it is. It's just makeup and I'm here to give you guys my opinions on the makeup. So that primer actually feels really nice on my skin. My skin feels super hydrated now and like it feels ready for makeup. Do you know what I mean? Like it feels really plump, really hydrated, really dewy. I don't know if it's this primer that smells as well or whether I can just still smell. Maybe it's just, yeah, I think it's just the Bobbi Brown moisturizer that I could still smell. God, that shit is strong. Casey's just messaging me at the moment and she's just seen something about Instagram taking away likes on photos. Can I just say that is going to be the best thing Instagram has done in a very long time. Like I'm down for that. I'm so down for it. I think she's just said that apparently we, like the person whose profile it is going to be the only person who'll be able to see the amount of likes on the photo. I think that is amazing. I can't wait for that. It's about time people stop validating themselves based on how many likes they get. And I think this is like a step in that direction. So I'm pretty excited. Anyways, I just got really off track, but I don't know. I feel like that's really important on social media. Alright, and now for foundation, I'm going to go in with the Beauty Blender Bounce Liquid Whip Longwear Foundation. This is my first time ever using this. I know that this foundation also had a lot of controversy surrounding it when it first launched. And I honestly, the reason I haven't even used it yet is not because of anything to do with the controversy. It's literally just because I haven't been tanned enough. It's been a while since I've done a fake tan, so I've just been waiting until I could shade match it correctly. So finally, I'm giving it a chance today. I've heard great things about it. I think a lot of people love this foundation, and I love the packaging. I love how it kind of squirts out onto the side, and then you can just dip your beauty blender into the side of the packaging to get the product, but you do want to make sure that you clean that properly, because that could get dirty and build up bacteria very, very quickly and not be great for your skin. Okay, wow, that looks really nice on my skin so far. That is like the perfect shade match. Wow, I'm really stoked with that. This is looking really, really nice on my skin so far. And it's sitting really nicely over my little acne spots on my forehead. A lot of them are old acne spots, so they're a little bit drier at the moment. And I do find sometimes foundations kind of like, I don't know, cake up a bit on those areas, but this one looks like it's sitting really nicely over the top at the moment. So I'm pretty happy about that. It still looks really natural on my skin too. Like, it's got a really natural finish. Sorry about Cooper barking. Alright, I'm going to do a little bit of cream contouring now with the Clinique Chubby Stick. This is the Curvy Contour. I have heard incredible things about the Clinique Chubby Sticks. I think they've got like contour, blush and highlighter chubby sticks maybe, but I've only got my hands on the contour one. But you guys know I love a cream contour, so I'm kind of excited to try this out. First time I ever saw someone using this was actually Steph Claire Smith on Instagram. I think she was, or maybe still is, I'm not too sure, but she was a Clinique ambassador. So she used to talk about these and rave about these products on her Instagram a lot. And she just always looks freaking flawless. Like, she is one of the most beautiful, naturally beautiful human beings ever. So ever since I saw her talk about it, I was like, oh my gosh, I cannot wait to try this. And wow, very pigmented. I put like the tiniest amount on my beauty blender then, and it's going quite a long way. I'm just going to keep blending it out and see if I can get it to look a bit more natural on my skin. I don't know why it's showing up on camera the way that it is. It looks so much nicer in person than it does on camera right now. That's so frustrating. Like, it looks really, really patchy around here, and I swear it's not. I promise I will try and fix that for you guys before my next makeup video, because it drives me insane that you guys can't see what I'm seeing. So yeah, I'm going to make that a priority to try and change that. Now that it's blended out a bit more, it actually looks really, really nice. Okay, so a little bit definitely goes a long way, but it's really, really easy to blend into the skin, like buff it into the skin. So I feel like if you wanted to, you could literally use this for like a super, super natural makeup day and just use this only. But if you wanted to go super glam, you could kind of use this as a bit of a cream contour base and then go in with a powder contour over the top to like really deepen it up. And I think either or, like no matter how you use it, it would still look really, really lovely. Alright, so now I'm going to go in with concealer, and I've got the Kat Von D Lock-It Cream Concealer here. I'm going to apply a tiny bit to start off with, because I don't know how far this is going to go. I feel like based on her like Lock-It foundation, she's designed them to be pretty full coverage. So I don't want to go in with too much just in case it gets cakey really quickly. It's a good colour. I think this colour is L15 Neutral. That literally just blended out so easily. I'm going to bring it down here a little bit as well. To sculpt my nose area and highlight a little bit lower down. That blends so fast. Like, I'm barely touching my skin and it just like pats into the skin so easily. I'm always nervous to do like full face first impression videos, because if the base products don't work, or they don't work together, or like something goes wrong with your base, it's kind of like it ruins the whole video. So I'm always super nervous for like foundation and concealer. but these are actually looking really nice on my skin and I'm pretty happy with it. So far, so good. Okay, so I had this powder foundation from Kat Von D, but I just opened it and I have a feeling it's going to be a little bit too dark for me to use today. So I might leave that one for now because I also have the Kat Von D Lock-It Translucent Setting Powder. So I might use this instead. I feel like the powder foundation would have added a bit of coverage as well, which I don't really want. I want to keep my skin looking nice and natural today. So it's probably best that I just go in with the Translucent Loose Powder. So I'm just going to lightly pat some of that under my eyes. I try not to go in with too much powder under my eyes anymore because the under eye creases are real, guys. Like, I feel like that's the one place on my face where I'm just aging really fast is my under eyes. So I've learned lately to stop caking the powders under there because that's what makes it look even worse with makeup on. And then I'm just going to take a little bit of that powder over the rest of my face really, really lightly. Just enough to kind of set all of the cream products in place, but I really don't want my skin to look cakey at all. Can't get over how good my base looks in person right now and how shit it looks on camera. This video is just going to be a whole video of me complaining about that. It already has been, sorry. I will stop talking about it from now on, but just know I'm frustrated. I've also recently come to realize that super blonde hair is just not for me, and when I say that I mean like blonde to the roots. The maintenance is just too much. I can't stand how it looks once my roots grow out even like the slightest amount. I feel like when I go super blonde to the roots, it looks good for the first week, and then as soon as my roots grow out even slightly, I hate it. So I'm actually heading back to the hairdresser next week, and she's going to take me back to more of like a balayage so that my roots kind of blend into the blonde. And yeah, oh my god, I cannot wait. I don't know what hairstyles to do at the moment because I just want to hide my roots as much as possible, but look at this. Oh my god, it's so frustrating. Alright, I'm going to try some new brow products now. These are from Sigma Beauty. I think they launched a few weeks ago, but I've been keeping them in my little box specifically for this video. It's not often that I get to try out new brow products. I feel like not a lot of makeup brands come out with brow products that frequently. So super excited to give these a go. They've got pencils, powder duos, gels. I think they've got like clear gel and also like tinted gel, and then they've also got like a pomade type thing. So I mean, when I usually do my brows, I just use a pencil and maybe a little bit of a pomade in like the tail of my brow and then a gel over the top. So I might leave the powder out for today, but this is what it looks like anyway. You get like two different shades, so I guess you can use like the darker shade towards the end of your brow and the lighter shade towards the front of your brow. They're both powders. It's not like one's a wax and one's a powder, but I think this would have been too light for me anyway, so that's fine. Let's go in with the light colored Fill and Blend brow pencil first. Oh, it's super fine. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's got a really, really fine tip, which I love because it means that you can kind of like mimic hair strokes. Give this a whirl. A little spoolie brush on the end, which is very important so that you can do what I just did, brush through as you go. I feel like this color isn't actually, well, the cap's on. How embarrassing. What was I gonna say? I feel like the color isn't actually that light. Like this is the light shade, but I feel like it's quite cool toned. Hard to tell because I've got my brows microbladed, so I don't need that much product anyway. It's applying really, really nicely. It's quite creamy, so it just kind of glides along your skin, which, I mean, gives you a lot of control, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I feel like the light shade is quite dark. Like this is the light color in the pomade, and it's actually quite dark. I'm going to try a little bit of this towards the tail of my brow just because I don't have a lot of hair there. So I like to add a bit of a heavier product just to make it look a bit more even. Okay, well, I think it looks a lot lighter on the skin than what it looks in the pot because I would usually want a bit of a darker color in that little gap there to kind of fill it in. So probably gonna have to use something else instead of this pomade. If any of you guys remember back in the day, if you've been following me for a while, you guys remember my brows before I got them microbladed? Holy moly. We have been through an epic brow glow up. I don't even know how I thought my brows prior to microblading looked good. Obviously I didn't, that's why I spent a lot of money to get them microbladed, but I used to do my makeup and like the way that I used to fill them in, I think I was just confused. I didn't know what to do with those brows because they were a mess. I'm so glad that I got them microbladed. Alright, so I might try the darker pencil. This is the shade Medium, and I might try and use this to fill in that little gap instead and see if that makes a difference. There we go, that's a little bit better. I really like those brow products. I think they're really nice. They are really easy to use, like especially the pencil. The fine tip is awesome. I'm gonna go in with the clear brow gel now, just over the top to set them in place. I feel like the spoolie just completely took off the product that I put in the tail of my brow. That's a bit annoying. I'm gonna have to go back over that now with the pencil. Alright, so I'm going to finish off my base before I move on to my eyes. So I'm gonna go into the, oh wow, reflective, there we go. The Becca Chloe Malika palette. This one here is a bronze blush and glow palette. The colors look really, really beautiful. They look really luminous, which is very typical of Becca products. So I think I'm gonna go in with the bronzing shade first and see if I can just bronze up my face a little bit more. Casey actually uses this palette and has said pretty good things about it. Generally, anything that Casey likes, I end up liking as well, just because we have very similar taste in makeup. We always recommend products to each other. That is really nice. It's looking really, really nice layered over the top of the Clinique Chubby Stick too. Okay, that's really freaking pretty. Just added like a really bronzy, luminous glow to my skin. I'm dog sitting at the moment. I signed up to be a dog sitter. So I currently have Cooper as well as 2 other staffies staying with me, as you can probably hear in the background. The amount of times I've had to stop in this video and just wait for them to stop barking. Anyone that walks past our house, like if the postie's there, garbage guys, anyone, they just go off. Alright, I'm going to go back into that palette for highlighter, but just quickly before I do that, I'm going to go in with blush, and I'm going to use the Clinique Cheek Pop blush in the colour Melon Pop. I actually met with one of Clinique's, I think he's like one of their global ambassadors, like education ambassadors. Anyways, he knows his shit when it comes to Clinique, and basically he was telling me that these Cheek Pop blushes are the best-selling Clinique product in Korea and I think all throughout most of Asia, which is amazing. I feel like Korea especially is always ahead of the game when it comes to beauty products, so the fact that they love this is a pretty good sign. So I'm excited to try it out. Oh, that is so pretty. That is literally the most perfect flush of It's literally the most perfect flush of colour. And again, it's still so glowy. Wow. Very impressed. And like I said, I'm going to go back into the Chloe Malika BFFs palette. And I'm going to use this highlighting shade here to highlight my skin. Okay, what the heck? Holy moly. That's crazy. I was not expecting it to be that kind of intense. So definitely use a light hand with this one if you're planning on doing a natural look. I think Casey actually featured this in her recent favorites video, which now that I'm using it, I'm not surprised. It is great. It hasn't blended very well into my blush though. They kind of look a bit streaky. I don't know if I'm going to be able to fix that. I just feel like I maybe applied too much of it because I didn't realize how pigmented it was going to be. And yes, you just heard me say that I used too much highlight, which I never thought those words would come out of my mouth either, but they just did. Okay, so for my eyes today, I'm going to go in with the Urban Decay Naked Reloaded palette. I think this launched a couple of months ago, and it's actually really, really cool. I'm not a huge fan of the packaging. It kind of feels like a bit of a fabric-y feel, so I feel like this would kind of wear and tear quite a bit, and I don't know, the print that's on it, it's not really my vibe, but the colors on the inside are incredible. It's actually a very versatile palette. I feel like they've actually done really well at combining some cooler tone shadows with warmer tone shadows in the one palette. So the other thing that I really like is that they've got different size shadows. So they've got Blur and Bribe here, which are two of the more neutral skin tone matte colors, and they are the biggest shadows in the palette, which is really cool because they're probably the ones that you're more likely to hit pan on. And then as you kind of go into the palette, you've got Boundaries, which is this nice kind of caramel brown color, and then you've got a bit of a gold shimmery color here called Barely Baked, which is slightly smaller but still bigger than the rest of the shadows. So I don't know, I think that's really, really cool that they've taken into account what you'll probably hit pan on first, and they've tried to give you more product for that. So I think I'm going to go in with Blur to start off with, which is this neutral kind of skin tone brownie color on the end, and I'm going to run that through my crease and just try and build up a bit of crease definition. I have no idea what look I'm going to do today. I don't know what I'm even going for, so I'm literally just going to have a bit of a play and see where this ends up. This might actually be a bit too light for what I'm after. I just zoomed you guys in so that you can see how the shadows are performing a little bit more up close and personal. This Blur shade is just a little bit too soft for my skin tone. It's not showing up as much as I was hoping. So I think I'm going to go in with this shade here, which is Bucked, and I'm just going to kind of build up that transition color even more. And I'm literally using the same brush. This is the Sigma Tapered E40 blending brush. I always leave the products and the brushes that I use linked down below. So if you guys are ever wondering, or if I forget to mention it, it's all linked down below. And I do have a discount code for Sigma products as well. I'll leave it here on the screen because I can't remember it off the top of my head. But yeah, that'll get you 10% off at the Sigma checkout. And that's for brushes and makeup and anything on the Sigma website. Alright, I feel like that color's much, much better in my crease. I'm noticing that when I dip into the shadows on the palette, it's quite powdery. There's a lot of kickback, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it just means that you might go through the product a little bit quicker because unfortunately a lot of it kind of goes to waste in the kickback. Alright, so I'm going to go into Boundaries next, and I'm going to use that to just build up the color in the crease a little bit. I just kind of want to layer these products to get kind of a nice deep effect from them. I think I'm going to go pretty smoky with this look. I feel like the shadows are performing pretty similarly to the original Naked palette. I really, really like that palette, so I'm sad that they discontinued it. It was such a staple for so many people. So yeah, I'm sad to see that they discontinued that, but they did bring out this one as a replacement, and I feel like the shadows are performing just as well, if not maybe even better than the original palette, so they've done well. Alright, so next up I'm going to go in with the color Endgame, which is the darkest, it's the darkest color in the palette, the deepest, darkest brown. And I'm going to take my Sigma Small Tapered E45 brush and just build this up towards the outer corner and into my crease. It's funny that this color is named Endgame because of the Avengers movie that's just come out that everyone's raving about. I feel like it's all I've been hearing about lately. That and Game of Thrones. And I am not really interested in either. I'm sorry to say. I mentioned on my Instagram stories the other night actually that I'd never watched Game of Thrones. And I got so many people DMing me being like, what the hell, you've never watched it? What do you mean? You need to try it. You need to give it a go. You need to watch at least 4 episodes. People were kind of angry at the fact that I'd never watched it. And I was like, look, it's just a TV show. I appreciate that it's probably good, but I'm just not into that style of show. It's just not me. And just because the rest of the world is going on about how good it is, doesn't mean that I personally feel the need to sit down and watch it. Like, I'm so not one to jump on the bandwagon. But yeah, I couldn't believe how many people were like almost offended by the fact that I hadn't watched it. These shades have got a lot of payoff. Like, I feel like they're super, super pigmented, and I possibly went in with too much of that endgame shadow. I should have gone a bit lighter and built it up, but I didn't. I kind of packed it on. So now I am just trying to blend it out as much as I can with boundaries, just so that it blends nice and smoothly into my crease. Alright, moving on. I feel like those colours are blending together really, really nicely. It's created like a really nice kind of smoky effect. So now for my lid, I'm going to go in with the colour Distilled, and I'm going to focus this more towards like the centre of my eye, and then I'm going to go in with a lighter colour towards the inner corner. I've been like super distracted while doing my eye makeup because I posted a Instagram story just about how like Instagram is planning on getting rid of likes and stuff, which, by the way, if you're not following me on Instagram, you definitely should. My username is @ErinScottBeauty. But yeah, anyway, so I posted a story about how, like just chatting about how Instagram is going to be hopefully getting rid of likes on their platform. And I just encouraged, I guess, you guys to let me know your thoughts on the topic. And the responses have been so interesting. Like, I'm really enjoying hearing everyone's opinions on the matter, because I think a lot of people are probably looking forward to getting rid of the number associated with every Instagram post. I think it's a really unhealthy way of kind of validating ourselves, and it kind of forces us to validate others based on the number of likes as well. So yeah, I've just been a little bit distracted throughout doing my eye makeup because I've been stopping and like going and reading all of your responses on there and just chatting about it. And yeah, I don't know. I think it's a really important conversation to have. So I'd love to know your guys' thoughts. Like, let me know in the comments down below where you stand on the whole thing, like what you think Instagram should do. Should they get rid of likes? Should they make it private? What do you think? Oh, it's just started raining. What the? It was like sunny 2 seconds ago. I'm so confused. Alright, so I've got a tiny bit of fallout from the shade Distilled. It's not too bad, but just thought I should note there is a little bit of fallout. I don't know if you guys can hear the rain, but it's actually very relaxing right now, so I'm not mad about it at all. Alright, and now in towards my inner corner, I'm going to use the shade Angel Fire, which is like more of a pinky champagne shimmer. And I'm going to kind of bring this along the inner third of my eye and then into my inner corner. Whoa, this one's quite glittery actually. What the? It's quite a chunky colour. I don't know if you can see that on camera, but I'm not loving it. Interesting. Oh my gosh, it's super chunky. Okay, I still really like how that looks, but that shade was just a lot chunkier and a lot more glittery than what I was expecting. But I kind of like layered it and kind of packed it onto the inner third of my eye, and I don't mind how it looks now, so we're fine. We're good. We made it work. Okay, so for eyeliner, I'm going to try out the Benefit Roller Liner eyeliner. This is the brown liquid liner. I'm not going to do any wings or anything like that because I feel like the dark brown on my outer corner is kind of like deep enough. I don't really need to do any wings, especially with a brown liner. But I am going to line my lash line just so that my lash line looks like it's got a bit more volume and definition. This smells really funky, which is strange because I feel like eyeliners don't usually have a scent. I really like the felt tip on the end of this. It's really quite long and thin, so it's really great for getting in really close to the lash line nice and precisely. Yeah, the formula seems pretty nice. Like, it was really easy to work with. It's kind of hard because I'm not doing a full-on wing, but even just from doing like the line along my lash line, it was actually really easy to work with. So, alright, and now for mascara, I'm going to try out the Pat McGrath Fetish Eyes Mascara. I've actually never used anything from Pat McGrath. This is the only Pat McGrath product that I own, but I have heard amazing things about the Pat McGrath eyeshadows. So I might have to try and get my hands on some of them and feature them in a video soon. But for today, I am going to just test out the mascara. Please ignore my extremely dirty lash curler. I really need to clean it. But it's one of those things I always forget how dirty it is until I go to use it, and then I can never be bothered cleaning it because I'm in the middle of doing my makeup. The wand itself doesn't pick up a lot of product, so as I'm brushing through my lashes, it's only really adding like the tiniest amount of product, which I don't mind because I am not a fan of clumpy lashes at all. I prefer my lashes to look nice and kind of wispy. It's actually layering up really nicely. It's not adding a ton of length, but it is separating my lashes really nicely and just kind of coating them with the tiniest amount of volume. They kind of just look really nice and fluffy. I think I definitely prefer my Roller Lash and like Better Than Sex mascara, just because both of them add a really nice amount of length to my lashes. But I mean, if you were someone that already had like quite long lashes, you would probably love this. Alright, for lashes, I am going to try out, oh my god, they just fell out. I'm going to try out these Huda Beauty Olivia lashes. They did come in this beautiful packaging, but they just fell out. So they are a shorter style, so I don't know how these are going to go. I'm used to wearing like longer, wispier lashes, but they're also very thick. So yeah, I don't know. I've never really worn a style like this before, so I'm excited to give these a go. I think they should hopefully suit this eye look. I guess we'll soon find out, won't we? Little tip as well, if you guys are trying to apply false lashes that come with quite a thick band, try and flex the band out before you apply it to your lash line. It just gives you a bit more flexibility to kind of shape it around your eyelid when you go to apply it. Just makes it a little bit easier. They're actually super, super pretty. I expected them to be a lot shorter than this. For some reason, when they were in the packaging, they looked a lot shorter. But now that they're on my eye, I actually really love how they look. Like, they don't look short at all. They are a little bit hard to apply though. Like, the band is very thick, and even after I tried flexing it heaps, it's still quite stiff. So I had a lot of trouble getting it into the inner corner and getting it to stay because I've got quite round eyes. So thick lash bands are a little bit of a struggle for me, but I think we got there in the end. Alright, so moving on to lips, we're almost done. I'm going to try out the Huda Beauty Lip Contour in the shade Trendsetter. I know these aren't like new, but they are new to me, so I'm going to give it a go. Oh, that's super creamy, like really, really creamy. Wow, okay. That was really easy to use. It's like very creamy and very pigmented. So yeah, extremely easy to use. So now I'm going to go in with the Becca lipstick. I'm pretty sure this was from the Chloe and Malika collection, like the BFF collection. So this is the color Yours Truly. Alright, and now to finish off the whole look, I am going to set my makeup in place using the Kat Von D Lock-It Makeup Setting Mist. Again, I know this isn't like super new or anything, but I got it in a package recently with the powder and the concealer, so I thought I'd give it a go today. I don't really know how to give a first impression on a setting spray because honestly it's about like how it makes your makeup last, but I'm going to use it anyway. It's a really fine mist, which is nice. Nothing worse than spraying a setting spray and feeling like you've just had a hose to the face. So yeah, I really like the spray on that one. It does have a bit of a smell to it, but it's nothing too overpowering. So I really don't mind that at all, but yeah. I am like kind of shocked at how well this video has gone. There weren't any products in this video that were a disaster, which is crazy because that's not normally the case for like a full face of first impressions. I'm really happy with my base still. Like, I absolutely love how it looks. I'm definitely keen to give the Beauty Blender Bounce Foundation another go as well, just to make sure, like, triple check that I really like it, because at the moment it looks absolutely incredible. Again, that could just be like the combination of products, so I'll keep you guys updated on that. But anyways guys, if you made it to the end of this video, please give it a big thumbs thumbs up. That would mean the world to me. Don't forget to subscribe if you are new to my channel as well, and also turn on the post notifications if you haven't already, because so many of you guys message me every time I upload saying that you had no idea I'd uploaded because YouTube didn't put it in the subscription box. So if you turn on my post notifications, you will get a notification every single time I upload and you won't miss any of my videos. That is it from me today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.